What's going on, world? I go by the name of Chris.
I'm Kanisha.
I'm Ariam.
Tony.
It's Rebecca.
It's your boy Terry.
And we are the Skinners.
The Protos.
And we are the
A-Team.
And this is...
And this is...
And this is the Marriage Plug.
The Marriage Plug.
The Marriage Plug.
It's like a fairy tale, but this ain't a movie. Yeah. The way you make me feel, you did something to me. Yeah, yeah. I want my hands locked in yours with everything you know.
Alright, we're gonna jump this video off. Today we are talking about counseling. That could be marriage counseling, relationship counseling, separate counseling. That's what we're talking about is counseling today.
Yes. And listen, we're really here because we want to break the negative stigma in the Black community when it's talking about counseling. As a people, we've lived as if what goes on in this house stays in this house. And that can breed an area or a place of just a cycle of dysfunction. And you can't have a place of healing.
In our community, we don't like to talk. And one thing for sure is definitely to a stranger. I mean, the way our culture is like, I mean, we talk to the pastor, we talk to our mother, we talk to our father, our siblings, and our friends, but to a total stranger, it's about that trust. And if I don't trust you, I'm not going to open up to you.
For women, I think women are more likely to go to counseling. You know, we do talk to our girlfriends, our coworkers sometimes. Sometimes people, will talk to their parents, but I think women are more likely to go seek help if they feel like they run out of options. And so for me, I think I could have gone to counseling a lot sooner. I went for the first time to a licensed therapist for the first time in 2019. But in hindsight, there's so many other opportunities that I could have gone to counseling and sought counseling sooner than that.
There are so many different barriers that go into counseling, especially with minorities. It seems like we feel like we don't really have a safe place to vent to, or the place that we choose to go to vent to. It's not a professional place. So we'll go to the bar, to our friends, but it's not really somewhere where we can actually get calculated, non-judgmental, non-biased help. It's typically with the boys and they're like, yeah, she tripping, or the ladies and they're like, yeah, he tripping. But it's not professional help that really gets to the root of the problem. Right. And I think that's what we can really use in our communities, in our individual lives, and in our relationships.
Yeah, I don't know you like that.
Yeah.
I don't know you like that, so I'm not about to be telling you all my business. You probably gonna be talking to your friends about what I talked to you about.
Yep. And
you probably gonna be talking about me, you're gonna be judging me and everything else, and I don't know you like that. And a lot of times we don't care about professional licensing and like that. So, I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't need you talking about me to your friends and all that. So I think that is one of the barriers. For one, it's just communication. Not really maybe understanding like how communication works per se. So that is one of the things that I just, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about my issues. I don't want to talk about my problems. I'm just going to pray, and that's it. And I think that a lot of times too, people don't know how to match up with the right therapist, if that makes sense. If they have decided to go to counseling, sometimes you have to also be able to mesh well with the counselor that you're seeing. And if that is not the case, then of course you're not gonna want to talk to them. Yeah. It may seem like a burden, like this person, I'm paying them money. I see them once a week or every other week or what have you, and all they do is just tell me that I'm wrong, or that's not what therapists are for, by the way. But it may feel more like a burden, if you are not meshing well with that therapist. So there may be cultural competency that comes into play as well. You want to make sure that your therapist is understanding you, as a person, as well as any cultural factors that may play into what's going on within your marriage. So that's also Very, 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 very important.
So the therapist shouldn't be so one-sided then.
No.
So it should be somebody that we pick together as a couple. And so like for you, for instance, like you normally would go to a therapist, and even though I don't, I wouldn't probably want to, if that therapist would be so one-sided because she knows you and really don't know me, then that wouldn't work, because then there'd be some type of biases. And not saying your therapist is like that, but some therapists probably would be like that, because even though it's not like a attachment or anything, but they've been working with you for so long.
So benefits of why counseling is good. I think one is that it's not one. Well, first of all, it's professional help. You know, it's professional help. It's not just a formulated opinion. It's a calculated opinion. Again, from a party that's non-biased. They're not trying to be on your side or the other person's side, whatever, or the other circumstances side. They're strictly there for you. Because a lot of times we wait until something falls before we try to, repair it or
reactive.
Yeah, we're reactive versus proactive. And in counseling, it kind of will help you to not be reactive, but to be proactive.
It's really important when you're dealing with going to counseling or choosing to go to counseling, and let's say that something is actually wrong, right? It is really important that you actually admit that something is wrong.
But identifying that there is an issue.
And I think that's the embarrassing part.
Yeah.
I think we as Black people, we always want to have everything together. So it's like, dang, like people know that I have an issue with something. And it's embarrassing, you know what I mean? Because our pride set in. And so it's like, I don't need people to know that we having issues. And so at the end of the day, we have to fight for our marriage, and we have to fight to find a solution to the problem and dissect it and recover.
Right.
I feel like that's important because it let both of y'all get whatever y'all have on your chest out on the table and in the open, vice versa, letting that build up and fester in your spirit and coming out in the wrong way. With counseling, it's of having like basically a mediator that's not on the team or not for one person. It's the person that's trying to keep both of y'all together. So when that comes out, or you're admitting the wrong or whatever, that counselor is there to basically say that y'all are in this together, and this can elevate or you could go past this.
From my perspective, just making it a bit personal, when we went, Chris actually went with me a couple times last year when I went to counseling. And I know for me, and I'm just going to assume this is the thought. So I think it's two different thoughts you can have. One, is the person going to be understanding and empathetic, and are they going to judge me? And then the second one, if you're doing, couples counseling or marriage counseling, whatever, are they going to, judge my significant other? And so to respond to the first question, one, the counselor is a good counselor, and a counselor that has had training, and a counselor that is familiar with your type of issue that you are going for. Because there's, counselors can specialize in different areas, whether it's mental health issues or family and marriage, it's different. So we went for family and marriage, obviously. But she was so unbiased. She laid out the cards in front of me. She told me what I needed to know. And she was very straightforward. I personally like that. And for the second instance, will they judge my significant other? She did not. And I think it's so funny that when Chris came in there with me, she observed him. She got to know him some. But it's funny because the next time we met individually, she said, well, Arian, you need to work on your confidence for issues. I was like, first of all, this should be about me, and she should be on my side. So I said that to say that your counselor, if they're good and if they care for you, they will be non-biased, but they will still challenge you. They will have your best interest at heart, and they will tell you what you will need to hear so that you can grow.
But also my take on it is, if I'm saying that, hey babe, I think that we should probably see a therapist, because of what's going on, and you say, for what? I don't have a problem. Why would I go see a therapist? There's nothing wrong. That's a bigger issue, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
ain't nothing wrong with me. Why would I do that?
That actually happens sometimes because, like I said, the pride,
Right.
it comes out like, you might have an issue, but I don't, and
Right.
it should never be like that because we're a team.
Right.
So if one of us feel uncomfortable about something or feel uneasy about something, for you to initiate it and have that open conversation with me, to at least let me know. So I can't say, oh, I wasn't aware.
Right. But I mean, if your spouse is still adamant about that, like, I don't have a problem, it's you, maybe you should go, don't not go. You know what I mean? Like, even if it has to be individually, then maybe you just gotta go individually until they, come around and until you're able to actually put into place some of the strategies that your therapist is giving you. Still do that. Little progress is better than no progress at all. And if you get to that point where you're learning all these great tools and all these new ways to cope and communicate and all these different things, and your spouse is still like, I'm not going, it's you that has the problem, not me, maybe we need to have another conversation. And I'm not saying, getting divorced, we don't agree with that. However, it is important to be on the same team and remember that you are on the same team and that y'all are trying to fight the same battle. Remember that at the end of the day.
But I would say, even before you get to the counselor, admit that there's a problem. A lot of times people allow things to I'm just going to sweep that under the rug. I'm just going to be like a duck and let it roll off my back. And you get to a point where you can't let nothing else roll. You get to a point where you can't sweep nothing else under the rug, right? And when you do that, you are not addressing the real issues that you have. And Terry already said it, that you don't want to allow the little things to get bigger and bigger and bigger and compound on themselves to create a huge chasm and a huge blow up in your marriage. So it's really important that you're in constant communication about, hey, I want to talk about something. And if you're not able to work out this particular issue at home, then we call the counselor. All right, look, we need somebody to be in here and listen to us and see if we tripping and this, that, and the third. But then also, if it's getting super heated, bringing us back to a point of, remember, y'all are in this together. By the end of this session, we want y'all to be better, not worse.
Right, and we want y'all to have a conversation and not an argument.
Yes. Because once you're arguing, I'm not hearing you and you're not hearing me. I'm ready to get you with the next rebuttal I got.
And be petty.
Be as open as you can be.
Let me jump in on this. You should be wide open with your counselor. I don't hold anything back because, one, the counselor is an adult as well. I'm thoroughly convinced, as bad as our story is or my story is, she's heard worse or he's heard worse. Whoever it is, they've heard worse than what I present. And I present some pretty bad stuff. I've had a very rough upbringing. But to me, I'm not there for any other reason than why I'm there. That's another benefit. I could be 100% completely selfish with my counselor, and I could be like, yo, this is what I need. I'm here for this. And again, they're going to balance it. And when you leave out of there, you're going to be a better person because you'll have a better understanding. It doesn't mean your feelings are going to be intact. I've left out of counseling. Recently, she actually came to one of my sessions, and my counselor said something to me, and I was, broken. And everybody in the room knew it. And the next day I was a lot better. My feelings were still hurt, but I started acting better because of what was revealed.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And so counseling can help you really learn your spouse in a way that you didn't know. Like, it's almost like, oh, I didn't know that about them. If that makes sense, right? And so the counselor can be there to ask that right question to give you that answer that you never even knew that you needed. That's a whole word. What do you think?
Yeah, because I feel like counselors can come up with some questions that is kind of hard for us to do, and they come up with them questions because they're educated and they went to school or studied the human brain or relationship or psychology and emotions and other stuff like that. So that's why they come up with stuff that we typically wouldn't think of as a married couple or as individuals.
Don't be discouraged by the ugliness of it. If there are wounds from childhood or something traumatic that happened, don't be discouraged because it's starting to come out. That's probably what needs to happen in order for you to be able to actually move past it and, oh, there's a gold nugget. It probably is you. Like, I don't mean to say it like that, but it probably is something individual that needs to be worked on. It's just manifesting itself in your relationship.
Yeah.
So don't be discouraged because that is what you're finding out. It's like, oh my God, all these things about me, I thought it was him, but it's me. That's okay. And look at the beauty of that if both of you are able to do that. If both of you are able to see the individual aspects that are negative that you're bringing to the relationship, how beautiful is that you work on that together individually and come together as a couple and see how your marriage or your relationship evolves. It is truly a beautiful thing. It is not an easy process, but it can definitely be done. So just don't be discouraged because it gets hard. This is one of those things where it gets harder before it gets easier.
And just to wrap this thing up, just a couple of things that we've learned, from being in counseling and just from this topic, barriers. One, nothing has to be wrong for you to go seek help. Everybody needs a chance to be able to, just do a tune-up and make sure that they are able to stay focused. Two, don't worry about what people say about counseling. Don't worry about what your family say. And most important, don't worry about what your mind tells you about counseling. Don't let fear, mistrust, or just apprehension stop you from getting the help you need so that you can be the best you. And third, it's okay to talk to friends. It's okay to talk to, family. It's okay to have different outlets, but just understand that when you've reached a road that you can no longer, help yourself, it's okay to go seek a professional that can help you sort things out.
And 4, counseling is about you. So don't feel like you have to do it for anyone else. When you go there, you want to be in a pure mental space to give and to receive what you need so you can be better.
Thank you guys for watching.
Hope y'all enjoyed this. Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Like,
all of it.
Share, comment, subscribe.
Repeat.
Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Repeat.
Get it. Like, share, comment.
All that good stuff. We want to see y'all back here next week. Deuces.
All right. We'll talk to y'all later.
All right. Peace out.
Marriage Plug.
I can
See y'all.
provide for you. I go right to the sky and bring it back to you. I wanna live, I wanna die with you.